Students and teachers at St. James Catholic School in Biddeford have embraced 5210 in a big way, thanks in large part to an exceptional school nutrition program.
A lot of the students who do the hot lunch are asking to go back to get seconds on the fruit bar, the salad bar.
How was I going to get my kids to change their meal habits from eating lots and lots of stuff that they're not supposed to a healthy plate?
Yvette Tremblay, school nutrition director at St. James, has played a leading role in changing not just school lunches, but school culture.
It's not just a program anymore. We've learned that it has to be a way of life.
I think the school embraces the 5210 philosophy. It's nice to keep the kids moving and keep the healthy eating habits. So when they get to lunch, they're not asking for desserts. They're saying, can I make another trip to the fruit bar or the salad bar?
Before the program, I found we were seeing all kinds of, the cupcakes and the cookies and a lot of that coming in. I find since the 5210 program that I see a lot more fruit. I often see vegetables with dip.
I see children very willing to try new things. I've also seen students encouraging each other to try something different, which is certainly nothing that I would have seen in the past. And the improvement, it's not just the hot lunch, but the improvement that I've seen in the lunch boxes that are coming into the building has been amazing too. I've seen a lot of things that even I had to say, what is that?
Getting families on board with 5210 has been an essential part of the change, so parent education is key.
The parents also have to be trained. Recipes, suggestions of alternate snacks. We have pamphlets in the dining room on our magazine rack. It takes education. You just can't say, after 50 years, I'm not going to break one habit because of my child. But once they realize that this is what it's doing to them and their children, then it becomes a life-changing process.
When there's a birthday celebration, there's always an interesting cake that comes. For example, a watermelon turned upside down with fruit skewers, all sorts of fruit in interesting ways.
You almost see a ripple effect they're almost teaching their parents in trying to bring in something healthier.
At the center of that ripple, Miss Yvette.
She is such a promoter. She'll often talk about it with the students. She's willing to come in our classrooms to talk to them about it. And, doing these rallies.
Okay, to review the year, remember we had a fair day, we had another rally. These are the posters we've used. We can identify all kinds of fruits and vegetables. Remember the chefs came in and cooked for us? We had what kind of vegetables that we tried? Peppers, the celery roots. And actually, some of you really liked it, right? Yeah, it was really good. So the chefs had a great time that day, and they loved you to try. They loved the way you tried everything. We're thirsty. What are we going to drink? Water.
What about Gatorade?
Gatorade is not a good drink to have because it has a lot of sugar.
I was reading an article in the paper, I think on Sunday, about fruits and vegetables that help to hydrate you because of their water concentration. Cucumbers and cantaloupe and watermelon.
We take like some strawberries, some apples, some pineapple, watermelon.
See, most of you already have it all figured out. 5210 now is a way of life. We know what we can have that's good for us.
All together, what does the 5 stand for?
5 fruits and vegetables.
I've been very impressed with watching them at lunch, watching them eat a snack. They're all excited about bringing in their healthy snacks and they're excited to show me. So it's very, very nice to see.
Daily physical activity has also been on the rise here, under the leadership of both the nutrition and PE programs.
I tend to be able to give them, more breaks as far as after we've taught our lesson to get some movement in something else that we're going to do.
Mr. Vachon has also overseen some changes in the school's athletic program.
Last year our snack shack consisted of a lot of different candy and unhealthy sugary snacks. Now it's consisted of healthier snacks. We've gotten rid of the candy, the sugary drinks. It's amazing to see because when I grew up it was a lot different. It's good to see these kids just buying into it and being excited. The parents are excited. the community is excited about it, so it's very nice.
But bringing 5210 to St. James hasn't been without its challenges, says Yvette.
The biggest adjustment was to not reward with food. When we have a birthday, we have a party. Party consists of wonderful, beautiful chocolate, vanilla, strawberry cupcakes with the most frosting. Their reward now, extra recess. Let's go play kickball. And sometimes in the classroom, they might have free time where they can actually move about in the classroom and not sit in a chair.
They're just as happy with having an extra 5-minute break or a 10-minute extra recess.
The healthier eating and increased activity among St. James students have even brought improvements in behavior and academic engagement.
Definitely much more focused. Whether they're sitting at the tables doing their own private work, there's a lot more focus, certainly a lot more attention if I'm reading and discussing. I think that the participation has grown.
There has been a difference in their attentiveness. They often go in their slump, and I used to find that slump would happen a lot like after we would have lunch. Often they were, it was even their posture at their seats or their alertness while we were teaching, and I have found a big difference in that.
Staff have also experienced personal wellness benefits.
I find it's rubbing off on me because I often think, since I'm going to be maybe having a snack along with them, that I need to set a good example since they are too.
It's making us all take a look, and whether it be in our personal lives or things within the school building, take another look at it and make corrections wherever we can.
The plan for next year is to have some activities for the staff to do, whether it's just kind of walk around the schoolyard at, in the morning, or, maybe yoga or, Pilates or something like that, so the staff can kind of get on board as well.
Having an engaged principal has been crucial to the recent changes, according to the 5210 team.
She's been extremely supportive of the 5210 program and very excited about where it's going.
In addition to the K-8 school, Mrs. Namey oversees a full-day preschool and aftercare program.
The preschool is right on board. Yvette made it a very small fruit and vegetable bar that they can see. I think that's always evolving. We're always kind of looking towards how to do something and make it healthier. I think it's just a mindset that it's in the forefront of your mind, and then you notice something and you just kind of try to find ways to make it better.
Making those changes, though, requires a champion who can put them into practice, and Miss Yvette has been a 5210 champion from the very start.
5210 has always been kind of a part of her, even if she didn't know it. She was taking those steps before she even formally recognized the program, so I've seen that progress over the years.
That's been a huge catalyst to make this all happen, because she embraces it 100%. She's always talking to kids about it.
It is thanks to her that the program is that successful here.
Softball team, baseball team, undefeated. Do you think that has something to do with eating right? Yeah. Right? If you